We're live. All right, guys. This is the fifth run for this game. I need everybody to introduce themselves. We'll start with Steven.
Hi. My name is Steve, but I will be playing Burnsy Peaklet, a halfling sorcerer. Burnsy spent almost his entire life living in a very, very protected, sheltered, shire-like location until he was framed for a crime and ended up having to be exiled, where he began wandering around for a little bit before encountering the Dream Delvers. He's only a low-level sorcerer just because he was basically just tasked with defending his Shire-like home, and absolutely nobody cared about that home, so it was an extremely easy job.
All right. Ryan, you're up.
All right, I'm Ryan. I will be playing Thenedius. They're a human wizard, very lanky, very, I guess, insular. They don't get out much, and so they're pale, bony, very weak, and very nerdy. Essentially learned to read at a very young age. Was the smartest person in his family, and picked up magic real quick, and essentially threw himself into books to get away from loud noises and bright lights and messy things. And that's when the Dream Delvers found him, and their strange magics intrigued him, and the rest is history.
All right. Daryl, you're up.
All right, I'm Daryl, and I'm playing Theodemar Lulamin, a half-elven bard. He is actually a prince whose golden life is to, as the sole heir to his family's throne, he will become the king, and as such, he's all about making his people love him and uh, a good reputation. And so he set out with it. So when the Dream Delvers found him, he took it as an opportunity to share, to spread his reputation to the world.
All right. And your name, you told me your name earlier. I have
Sorry,
Cole.
yeah. Little technical difficulty and super old email. Hi everyone, my name is Felix, and today I'll be playing Grimblina Stopplepop, the Hobgoblin Artificer. But you can just call me Grimbly. I like I grew up kind of how goblins do, around like warring and fighting and whatnot. Mom was a warrior, dad was also a warrior. But I've really found that I really liked building weapons and building things. And so they eventually sent me off to study with the dwarves, where I learned tinkering and craftsmanship and whatnot, and until I was kind of called upon to complete the duty that we're about to complete today. So yeah, that's me, Grimly.
All right, Grimly.
Okay.
All right, and this is where our story begins. You are all staying in the town of Cedarbrook, where you hear that people have been disappearing in the nearby Umbral Woods. The mayor of Cedarbrook offers you a reward to uncover the mystery. You pack up your gear and travel deep into the woods, determined to earn that reward. Everything is going fine until an hour before sundown. Strangely, the road dead ends into a large clearing. You see a gated fence surrounding 2 log cabins, a garden, and a pond. The cabins seem normal except for one thing. There are goats everywhere. Goats in the trees, goats on the roofs, goats in the pond, goats of all colors and sizes. Some goats wander up to the fence, then turn back. Their loud bleats and hoofbeats make your ears ring. And with that,
Ugh.
I will set a timer for the sun to set.
Oh. I've got one book, my spell book pressed up against one ear and a hand on the other one.
This is the second most goats I've ever seen.
There are a lot of goats. You would surmise there's dozens of goats.
Grimly has seen many more at least once. Can I make a investigation check
Make an investigation check.
to just like try and see if there's out of the ordinary? I got a 5.
You're able to count that there are dozens of goats, but unable to specify the number. You see them eating scraps and vegetables, climbing on things of all kinds, but they act like goats for the most part.
I'm pretty sure what we're dealing with here, guys, is just a group of goats. Not to put a
Well,
label on it.
A group of goats is going to have an owner, and we see that there are 2 homes here. Clearly, one of them must be the shepherd, and the other one must be, I don't know, the shepherd's master, manager, supervisor, something like that.
It's a really organized shepherd.
So, Bernsey is kind of freaked out just by the sheer number of animals that are around. He clearly just wants to figure out what's going on. But also, I'm curious, we're talking 1 hour until sundown. Would I be able to tell if this would be the ideal place for us to camp, or are we supposed to just like proceed on our way?
It is really up to you as players to make that determination.
Okay, it is.
Okay, so
But
my
the
character.
road ends at this homestead, so we've kind of dead ended here.
Right. It's almost like we're supposed to do something narratively in this situation.
It is awfully odd that there's a road that goes to a homestead and there's nothing else around.
Yeah.
So shall we attempt to get into those log cabins? Oh, the gate is locked, right, in front of us?
If you want to,
There is a latched gate.
I can just knock on one of the doors.
It doesn't really matter
I
what
like
happens. Just please, let's get out of here.
Grimly goes and knocks on the door to the house on the right.
Bernsey goes and knocks on the door to the house on the left.
As you go to the house on the left, you notice that it's not a house at all, but a barn, 2 stories with a hayloft.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
It's a much larger than a house. Interesting.
I figured the larger house must have been the supervisor. That's all. Grimly, why don't you go see what's going on at the cabin?
Absolutely. And I go up to the cabin and I knock on that door.
You knock
I
on the
follow
door,
him.
and before you get to the door, let's see. I missed it. Something's. Go ahead and roll a perception check.
Absolutely. Let's see. Got my big old plus
Can I
0.
roll too, since I was following him?
Please do, because I got a 5 again.
All right.
Get the bad rolls out first.
Though you feel something's off about the place.
So that was. I got perception. Where's perception? I got 16.
A 16, okay. So one of you feels that there's something off, but you can't really narrow it down. The other, something's definitely off about the whole place. A cabin door is slightly ajar. Dust is collected in the windows, and laundry has been blown about across the yard. It's very clear nobody's home.
It
You
feels like
continue to knock on the door.
I didn't notice any of this, so yeah, Grimley's just
You knock on the
Hello?
door, and as you knock on the door, the ajar door continues to creak open. The cabin door squeaks open, and inside you find a shadowy main room littered with empty bottles, old dishes, bits of food, tobacco stains, clumps of dirt, and what looks like goat hair. Damaged furniture is strewn about, and strewn about the air. Damaged furniture is strewn about, and the air has a distinct crusty tavern smell. On the wall opposite, you see a door leading to another room.
Oh man, these goats really
Well,
don't
let's
take
check
care of
out.
their property, do they? Yeah, absolutely. Let's go inside without making any
Be
notice the
abandoned,
checks.
as far as I'm aware.
With
Uh,
Thanedius being left behind at the gate, he's going to try to weave his way around the goats, trying not to touch any of them.
All of them seem very, very happy to have company.
If any get
And
close,
they-
I cast Prestidigitation to shoot a shower of sparks out of my hands.
And roll intimidation.
Okay. Intimidation. For a scrawny little dude, let's see. That is a 5.
A 5. They
Whoa.
seem to really, really like your sparks and
Oh,
want
no.
more.
Uh,
It's a lot of playtime for them. Apparently,
I,
it's not their first rodeo when it comes to sparks being generated by someone's fingertips.
I hold my spellbook over my head and sprint towards the cabin.
And they ensue in chase.
I think Grimley turns around and says,
Thanedius, like,
and I would like to cast Firebolt in between Thanedius and the goats to try and give a little bit of space. Maybe
You
kind of
cast-
startle them.
You cast Firebolt and roll intimidation.
Okay, let's see. Listen, -1. 13 though.
15. They all
13.
disperse. 13. They disperse and are very distracted by the firebolt that you just blew past them and scatter.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
hey, I
My
got you.
book.
Listen, me and goats go way back, okay? It's just if you need anything, let me know.
And I readjust my glasses and back to the door on the inside.
Right.
Can I make another? Can I just see if the door on the inside is locked? Just
You
try to
look-
jiggle the handle.
You look on the inside, you don't see an obvious lock, but you do see a latch.
I got like a key latch kind of thing.
It's sort of just like a latch to open the door.
Okay, then can I roll investigation again to try and see if there's anything going on, or maybe Arcana to see if there's anything up with this door?
All right, roll Arcana.
Okay, it's a 17.
You don't seem to get a sense that there's anything magical about this door.
All right, we got
I'd
a
like
non-magical door here, guys. Good start.
I'd like to
What was the state of this
find other
room?
rooms.
Yeah, this room was in a great deal of disarray.
Oh, gosh. Is there like a chair for me to stand on?
There's a rickety old chair in the room, yes, by a rickety old table that is in disarray also.
Oh,
Bottles
gosh.
scattered everywhere.
I will mage hand sweep the table off and stand on top of it.
You stand on top of a rickety old table as your mage hand clears the way.
I'm sorry, you were checking the
Bottles.
door for magic or something?
I mean,
Bottles
yeah,
fall on the floor from the mage hand's clumsiness, and bottles break.
Uh,
Yeah, I mean, you can never be too sure. People have magical doors. Have you guys never come across a magical door before? They're pretty hard to deal with.
Um,
I'd like to go through that door that he
The non-magical
Give
door.
another check.
Yeah, Burnsy
Yeah,
will
not
go with
magical.
Theo.
Be my guest, by all means. I've already checked it for you. Have fun.
And I take a step back.
Thank you,
I think I
thank
take
you.
like 3
Then I-
steps
then I-
back, like very big steps, and I kind of get behind the table,
Then I go through the door.
put my goggles down.
All right, you open the door. All right,
I shakily hold my wand at the door being opened.
opening the door, you discover a room with one large bed and one child-sized bed. It's dark and dusty, but enough light squeezes through the window to illuminate piles of clothes. Empty bottles and toys are scattered about the floor. Something is moving in the shadow. A baby goat jumps out. Its yellow eyes large and curious. It starts chewing on one of the wooden toys.
Oh, can I make an
hey
Arcana
there.
roll on this goat?
Make an Arcana roll on the goat.
I have a bad feeling about this. I got a 10.
A 10. You don't notice anything strange about this goat in any magical sense, anyway.
Okay.
Oh, hey there. Can you understand me?
Are there more goats in here?
Meep twice if you understand us. Well, nothing weird about these goats.
All right. So I would like to further investigate. Is there like a closet that I can take a look at?
It doesn't
In
appear
the-
to be
in the
any
bedroom?
closet, although there is a dresser and other things strewn about. But it's mostly
All right.
a great deal of disarray. Piles of
Say-
clothes and
Okay.
bottles and other things.
I'm going to get closer to the goat and try doing an animal handling just to calm it down in case everyone else wants to go investigate this room.
Roll your animal handling.
Yep. I've got
Yeah, I like to
plus
investigate the room.
2.
All right, investigate the room.
I rolled a 2, so that's a 4.
Ooh.
You seem to offended the goat somehow, through no fault of your own, I'm sure.
Try to
Can-
grab the goat by the throat.
Oh my god.
The baby goat tries to get away.
I'm gonna take a bit of crackers, daily rations that come in my adventure gear, and try to use it to kind of go out and get to calm down.
The goat very eagerly eats your crackers.
Well, I just never really was that good around kids.
Oh, I rolled a 5 for investigation
Oh my
on
God.
the room to like just check all of the crevices under the bed and the dressers.
Under the bed, you find dust bunnies.
All right. Well, it looks like we have 2 people missing. Did anybody go and check the barn yet?
An even dirtier place? No, I would never.
All
You
right,
recently
all right,
types.
I'll
A little dirt's good. It's kind of. It's think of it as like extra protection for your skin.
Oh,
Hey,
I have magic for that.
well, I mean, from everything that we're seeing, yeah, it's a lot of goats, but it's just it's a homestead. It's
It seems abandoned, as in there are no other humanoids here, just all of these goats.
And can I make another investigation check to try and see if I see like any signs of struggle, any sort of like tracks leading out of the place, things along those lines?
Go ahead.
Awesome. That is these rolls. It's gonna be an 8.
An 8. You find just lots and lots of debris. It's obvious to you that there are, the place is well used. It's just whoever has lived here has been a pig or a goat.
Mm.
in
Foreshadowing.
while we're looking around, I kind of want to go through if there's a rubbish bin or if there's just a pile of trash and stuff outside. One thing I'm very curious about is any goat bones. Are people eating these goats?
All right, you go outside, you look about, and you do see there's a lot of debris in the pond. The pond is very small. There's a wicker chair next to the pond. There's hundreds and hundreds of bottles scattered all about the pond area, including in the pond. And it is almost like a junkyard full of bottles right now.
Well, hundreds of bottles, hundreds of goats. I think we need to go check out what exactly is this person drinking.
Absolutely.
What kind of bottles are they?
They look to be bottles of all kinds of beverages that are alcoholic in variety. There is ale, there is mead, there is wine, there is spirits of all sorts.
Okay. Interesting. So somebody got these goats really drunk for a party, is what I'm hearing.
You go up to
Are they
the
still drunk?
the pond, and you can distinctly smell an odor coming from the pond. It smells a lot like a tavern would.
Um,
Interesting.
I don't like this whole place.
Yeah, this is weird. This is making me very uncomfortable. Okay,
I'll
so
agreed.
cautiously head back outside of the cabin.
All right.
Can I try to see if there's anything else in the water I notice?
All right, you approach the pond. It's a fairly deep pond. Globs of algae float onto the surface. Dragonflies whiz from lily pad to lily pad. And a few goats wade in, slurping the water up. The sun catches on various lumps of strange glassy items that sparkle like gems under the water surface. At the edge, the wicker chair that you just saw earlier
Mhm.
sits surrounded by dozens and dozens, if not hundreds, of empty bottles. And you notice a faint alcoholic smell, like a tavern, wafting through the air.
Gotcha.
God, this is disgusting.
I want to try to take a drink of the water.
Okay, make a Constitution check.
Absolutely.
Oh God!
Bernsey
That's a
is
6, baby.
What do you get?
Bernsey is staring horrified while Grimby is just drinking out of the pond.
What are you drinking? Like, what'd you roll?
X.
A 6?
Screw this virtual dice roller.
All right,
With these
you
dice levels.
drink, and you find yourself drinking some more, and before you know it, your belly is full of pond water, and you feel a lot more joyous than you did before.
hey guys, you gotta get in on this. Trust me, I've had my fair share of pond water. This stuff is the best.
I politely
Am I-
decline.
Am I able to tell that he's a little buzzed?
Oh, it's pretty obvious to everyone that he's inebriated right now.
Yeah, this pond water is amazing. Have you guys? It reminds me of, like, I don't know, something a little,
I kind of just like fade off for a second, kind of pause back and be like,
what are you talking about?
I politely decline. Thank you.
More for me.
Gosh. I would like to rack my brain to see if there's a natural cause that would make a stagnant pond of water induce such an effect.
Thinadius,
Roll your nature check.
Nature. That is a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. You know for a fact that if you throw hundreds and hundreds of bottles worth of liquor into a small pond, it will be enough to create a modest intoxicating effect.
Okay. That's not a pond. That's a spill.
But are the bottles separated from the pond, or are they that far from the pond?
No, they're really close to the pond, actually. In fact,
They're kind of
there's
everywhere, huh?
bottles. There's hundreds of bottles in the water, as far as you can tell.
who would do this to wine? Now, were there bottles that you said that there were bottles in the pond that were still unopened?
Potentially, there's a sparkle in the water. You see strange glassy-like items that sparkle like gems.
So I'm going to get Thinadius's attention because Bernsey does not have Mage Hand, but I'm sure out of 4 spellcasters, somebody would be able to have an telepathic hand go in and fetch some of that stuff.
Oh gods. Yes, I do have mage hand. I am a wizard after all, and I'll spin my wand and cast mage hand to rifle through garbage.
All right, so you're rifling through garbage with your mage hand, and you manage to find dozens and dozens of bottles that are just below the surface of the water, half submerged with water.
I'm trying not to retch the entire time.
I'll happily grab the bottle out of the invisible, unseen hand in order to look at it.
I'm just yanking out these empty bottles, huh? Or am I essentially pushing a pile to the side to search through another pile.
Well, he
It's a
said
situation
something about glimmers of something glass in
Yeah.
the pond, so that's what I was curious about.
Yeah, but there's hundreds of bottles, so I think I'm just
But wasn't
pushing
there,
as many as I can out of the way.
but Mark, wasn't there something that was like a little bit more distinctive in the pond? You said.
You would have to roll an investigation check and maybe dive into the water.
Oh,
Oh,
I
could I do
volunteer
that
myself.
like at disadvantage, just like from the water's edge, just picking stuff up and chucking it?
It is a deep pond.
Grimly just walks in and gets as close to this pile of bottles to make an investigation roll to try and see if there's.
Are you going to dive into the water, or are you going to just stay at the surface of the water at the water's
I
edge?
think,
I
I think I'll probably go like waist deep.
I
know?
hand Grimby a rope and say safety first.
Okay.
So if
You
some
tie a rope. Roll. Let's see. What check would that be for a knot?
Yeah, like a sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand check.
okay. 14.
14. Okay. You have a knot around his waist now, and
Okay.
you're ready to wade into the water.
Great. And you have the 40-pound halfling holding on to the goblet, the hobgoblin, as she
Perfect.
wades into the water.
Yes.
All right.
Unless somebody else wants to help the
I'll
40-pound
help out.
halfling.
Absolutely not.
You go ahead and you.
End of the rope.
But I'll go in.
Yeah, I wade in with my compatriots holding me back with the rope, and
Alright.
I like to make an investigation check a little bit.
All right.
to
Roll
these,
an investigation check.
Okay. That is a 15 plus investigation is a 3, so 18.
18. All right. So you go ahead and wade into the water, and you're about waist deep right now, and about 5 feet from the edge, and because it's a pretty it's like a 5-foot jump in, right? And you walk in. Roll an athletics check.
Thanks. Okay, lovely. Let's see. I got my big old +1 with that. That is going to be a 13.
A 13. You somehow, as you're wading out, you drop off like a little shelf, I guess, and you are now completely submerged underwater.
Yes.
Your head, unable to breathe currently, but lots of debris, including bottles, are now over your head. You're able to see down with, very acute attention. You see something glimmering at the bottom of the pool.
I would like to go grab it before my air runs out.
All right, you see a bottle that is poking out of a backpack. It's an unopened bottle of wine.
Can I just grab the entire backpack?
You grab the entire backpack.
I grab the entire backpack with my hand and then start quickly on the line
Okay.
to get back up.
You managed to get
I
back
can
up
just
with
get up.
all of the
On the back.
debris and everything hitting your head. You managed to swim back to shore.
Yeah, I like to imagine there's like lily pads on me, like there's duckweed all
yes.
over my face. Like
There's duckweed, and you smell like a bar.
I go over to Benedius and kind of go up for a high five. I'm like, hey, did you see that?
I'm standing backwards and I cast prestidigitation on you to make you not smell bad.
You are now, the picture of health and what do you call it? Cleanliness.
I vomit up just a little bit of pond water. And I say, I found this. And I pull up the bottle in the backpack.
Oh, I guess through one squinted eye, I'll look at the bottle. Like, is there anything special about this?
It appears to be an unopened bottle of wine. The label is damaged, but you can tell it is very old and very high quality. Probably worth at least 10 gold.
Oh.
I tell them that. Like, well, you found a bottle of relatively expensive wine.
Yeah, pond wine. It's the best.
I'm beginning
It's
to like
the
this.
adventure.
It's not. I would like
I'm
to
beginning to
take
to
it
like
from him
this
and
place.
keep it. Can I take that?
Well, guys,
I mean, absolutely.
folks,
Thank you.
let's think about this a little bit though. It's almost sundown. We probably will not be finding a better place, a better campsite or anything like that. And You know what really, really goes well with a dark, robust wine? Maybe a little goat stew. I
I
mean,
mean,
I'm
I'm
not seeing anybody
vegetarian, but
around.
like, if you wanna kill some goats, by all means, go for it.
I
I
have
say
I
go
have
for
many counterpoints.
Well, let's just stay here for a second and let's just think. It's awfully strange that there are this many goats. It's awfully strange that there's this much revelry and yet nobody around. It's awfully strange that this road just seems to end at this farm that nobody told us about. And Mark, since this happened before the scenario started, I'd assume nobody was saying like you're going to walk down to the end of the road, you're going to see more goats than you've ever seen in your life at a happy little
Yes,
farm or
that's
anything
a
like
bit
that.
of a surprise to you. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
if I can,
So
if I can deposit a statement into this, why don't we maybe go to the farm before we kind of call it? I feel like we shouldn't leave anything unturned, especially if people are getting kidnapped and hurt and whatnot out here. I want to know that I can rest safely and not be murdered by whatever monster is lurking in that barn, if there is.
Yes.
um,
I'm
Gross farm negligence aside, we need to find these people.
That's
Bernsey is eyeing the garden, thinking if there's any garlic, onions, maybe some potatoes, the kinds of things you would expect in a nice goat stew.
You do take a look
I'm
at
pretty curious about.
yeah, you do take a look at the
I'm
garden
pretty curious
and
about.
go ahead.
I'm so sorry. I'm pretty curious about whether these goats are able to do more, more than what goats normally do. Like, were they able to cause all of this? Because that's the only thing that's running through my mind at this time.
Yeah, maybe they like turn into like a Voltron goat creature. They kind of combine their forces to create like kind of a larger omni goat, if you will.
And then as soon as Grimly thinks about that, they immediately take out a notebook and start writing down, like sketching out the schematic for an Omni goat.
These goats talk? I'd be interested in talking to some of these guys
We,
if they can
I,
talk.
I tried instructing one of them to bleat twice if they understood me,
Oh
and they
yeah,
bleed,
But that was
and
the
they bleated
baby.
once.
that is true. Babies can't talk. We all know that, regardless of what animal they are.
Hey, Mark,
Uh,
before we proceed though, you were saying something about the garden.
Yeah, the garden, you investigate the garden, just passively noticing that it's completely picked bare.
Wow. Well, they had some type of a party a little while ago, clearly. Okay, if anyone else wants to try the goat test on any of the other goats, I just think they're goats. Nothing weird about a bunch of goats in a giant aftermath of a party of revelers where there are no
Well,
revelers, but there are a ton of goats. Nothing strange about that at all to me.
we gotta talk
I want to
about
talk to them.
your past experiences. If there's nothing weird about that.
And Grimly kind of starts walking, making her way towards the barn.
Anybody wanna come along, or what are we doing? Sun's going
Yeah,
down. I don't feel safe.
I
Okay, we
second
better
that
get to the-
opinion. And I'll follow Grimbelinda.
Yep, I'm
Oh,
following.
Grimbly's
things.
fine, but I appreciate the formality.
I would like to get to the goats
Thank
at
you,
some
Miss
point, but-
Miss Snufflepop. I'll call you what I'm used to, please. Thank you. I'm sorry.
You're right. Yeah, you're right. Names are for the other person. I won't forget about that.
And then I guess they walk off together to the barn.
I'm
All right.
still making sure I avoid these goats.
So
Yeah,
you
weird, aren't
you walk up to the barn and there's a barn door that appears to be closed, and there is a hayloft that appears to be open.
Okay. Like on top of the barn?
Yes.
Okay. Is the bar open? Does someone have the door open?
You attempt to open the barn door, and it appears closed and locked, possibly barred from the inside.
I
mean, and I think like a little like bit of like flame like flickers between Belinda's or Grimly's fingers and goes,
I mean, we could shut the thing down. It's always an option.
I'm
How high up is
telekinetic. Could I shove the door?
You could
I
make.
think-
I don't know how much course, your telekinesis is able to create tension-wise on the door, but
No, I
if
can.
you can create a DC 15 strength check equivalent, that should potentially open the door.
Can I give advantage and be helping push up against this door?
I suppose you could combine your efforts.
Okay, so I would need to make a strength check, or would I use like my spellcasting modifier?
I guess your spellcasting modifier would work.
Okay,
All right, say when.
I rolled a 23.
All right, this barn door apparently crashes open, and the pressure of your minds just kind of pushes this door open, and the door begins to crack and gives way, and it falls inside with a loud crash.
Oh gosh,
Oh,
Grimly turns.
you did that?
I sure wish I knew the mending spell.
Oh, I got that. We'll fix this later. It's fine. It's fine. We're on a search and rescue mission right now. We'll do repairs later.
Bernsey, just because I know it's getting dark, he lights a torch just before we go into the barn.
Okay, you light the torch.
Okay.
You
Yep.
can now see the inside of the barn, and you look into the main room of the barn and notice it hasn't been cleaned in a while. Your lungs fill with a scent of animal droppings and slowly decaying hay. The barn is sectioned off into pens, where a few strange objects on the ground catch your eye. Suddenly, the sound of mad bleating grabs your attention. In the furthest, darkest corner, you spot a single gray goat tethered to a post. Its yellow eyes widen as it seems to call out to you.
Hey, buddy. How's it going? Yeah, me too. Me too. He's kind of a nerd.
And I point over to our wizard friend.
Beat twice if you can understand us.
It looks at you stupidly.
I sympathize with the
dream.
one goat who's not a part of the party.
Yeah. Be your own
Does this one-
individual.
Does this one seem?
What was that?
That was a strange bleat.
Do it again, boy. Do it again.
I pull
So
up
as
the-
I was saying
Babes!
before, as I was saying before,
Was that pipes?
can I make an investigation check to see pipes in the room?
You roll an investigation check.
I get a +3 to this, and that's a dirty 20.
A dirty 20? Okay.
Yeah.
You look around and you notice what was catching your eye before was this explorer's pack. And there appears to also be, next to the explorer's pack, a boot, a woman's hairpin, and what appears to be an empty cookie tin.
Okay. I guess I go and look in the explorer's pack and see if there's anything of note in there.
All right, you look into the explorer's pack and you notice a very, well-used explorer's pack, all pretty commonly found at any adventurer store.
Okay.
Bernsey looks at the goat as he says, "Oh, an explorer's pack. How fortunate of us. Let's just take this extra equipment just in case we might need it," just to see if the goat responds to taking all of the looting the explorer's pack.
Why are you talking like that?
It looks at you stupidly. Tethered to the post.
I feel for this particular goat, and I don't know if it's because of being excluded from the party while everyone else is outside having a ton of fun, or the fact that it keeps interrupting me, which, well, actually, one last thing I would want to ask, does this goat seem more emaciated or sickly or in any way different from all the goats who are having fun outside?
Roll a perception check.
Perception. Okay. 15.
It seems to be a little skinnier and scrawnier than the others.
I
No,
Should we create?
I think we should let him or her go. Go be with
Oh,
all
it's
the other
definitely a
goats.
male goat.
Okay. I say we
It's
make
it's
sure
very
that
obvious
they
that
go
it's a
along.
male goat. All right,
Yeah, I did just do the perception check,
Yeah.
so
you got
Any
it. You
bad
got
goats
it.
go to goat jail.
There's no mistake.
okay.
Well,
Well,
good for you, buddy.
Okay.
Good for you for your packing.
And I kind of, yeah, I'm gonna pull out the rest of the crackers. I'm just gonna pull out the rest of my rations and just like kind of put it in front of him and be like,
We're not too far away from town. It's fine.
and just let it kind of munch on it and look like kind of like start to grab onto the rope and like look at everybody and be like,
Are we untying this
Wow.
thing? Are we?
while
Sure,
Grimbley's
yeah,
doing that, Burnsy starts untying the goat from the post.
All
Okay.
right, yeah.
Did
Yeah,
somebody
I
put
have,
food in?
This is the ration pack that came with my adventure gear.
The ration pack? It completely just devours that ration pack.
Yeah, there you go.
Within
Eat
seconds.
those memories. Oh, it's terrible. Yeah, it's really disgusting. It's like non-perishable foods.
Sure, that's what I meant.
Yeah. See, if Mr. Goat, if you could like say those words when I'm not talking, that would be fantastic. If you could like not try to, so that way I can hear you. That'd be really, really nice.
Mm.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Should we assume that the goat's now untied?
I guess so, yeah.
Yeah.
Could
It
one of
runs
you
off
please-
into
Oh gosh.
yeah, it runs out the door and starts eating grass,
Okay.
filling
Oh.
its stomach full of everything it can find, and then makes its way over to the pond and begins to drink.
Hell
So
yeah.
so
Goat.
so it's that the strange bleat. Everybody else assumed that it was saying the word pipes.
That's what I heard, but I could
I
have been.
heard pipes.
Could have been wipes, snipes. I was the
Cripes.
one talking, so I didn't hear it.
Was me too. All right.
Real fast, can I make a Arcana check or yeah? Can I make an Arcana check on the? You said there's a hairpin and a boot and whatnot
Roll
that
it.
were kind of near the goat.
Yep.
Let's see.
But-
5. That is a 14.
14. Nothing but mundane items that you can tell. Nothing
There's
lights
no
up.
cool stuff in this barn.
Is there like a ladder up to the loft?
Yes.
I want to kind of like thumb over to the ladder and be like,
Anybody want to go up there?
No,
Sure.
I'm about done with this
I
barn.
want to go up there.
Hell yeah, Prince
Make a
Boy, go for it. I'm
perception.
gonna.
As you notice, the sun outside has gone down, and you're now in the twilight, and you start to hear something. Roll a perception check,
everybody.
Gosh,
All of us.
everybody.
+0.
I got a 7.
Got an
Natural
18.
20.
A nat 20. You definitely hear somebody singing tavern songs very loudly in the woods.
Oh. Did you hear that, guys?
Hear
Yeah.
what?
Singing.
Well, it's a good thing that that we didn't follow your advice and slaughter one of the goats or try staying in the home or anything like that. Clearly, the owners are coming back.
Okay, no,
and
you're the one who wanted to make the goat too. that
So,
was entirely on you, bud.
if
Don't try
they're
to
gonna
put it
be-
on us.
if they're
I
going to
wanted to
be
talk to them.
going up towards the loft, I'll have the torch and I'm going to try and get out of the barn as quickly as possible and maybe even just say, "Oh, hello,
I wanna-
friends."
I want to very quickly walk up to Burnsy and try to like stop them before they do that. If that's
Yeah.
okay.
You're
I
going
don't
to
I don't
stop?
know if I need to make a roll. I kind
gonna-
of like pop in front of them
Okay.
and just say like,
Hey, just real fast before you do that, I want to let you know. Old hobgoblin battle tactic is to appear like you're like a friendly, fun, loving musical bard dude, and then have like 10 of your friends pop out behind your enemy and have them stab them in the kidney. So I'm just letting you know
Way ahead of
this
you.
might
I get
go
my
down.
right.
I'm an optimistic person, but I'm trying to be a little bit of a realist. This is very uncomfortable, and I feel like you're very okay with everything that's happening.
That sounds horrifying. I'm gonna disappear now, and I cast minor illusion to conjure up a barrel and hide inside of it.
Gosh, Johnny,
Alright.
you prop hunted again.
No, I start muttering out, "Why on earth do hobgoblins have to have these battle tactics?" While I do a prestidigitation to extinguish the torch. So I will follow Grimbley's suggestion.
Yeah.
All right, you go ahead and you extinguish the torch, and a few moments go by, and you guys see what appears to be a satyr coming out of the woods, kind of faint. and it is dark and twilight. And
What a weird.
all of a
looking
sudden,
hobgoblin.
the satyr stops singing, and his nose kind of scrunches up in the air, and he sniffs. Huh? He says, "There ain't just goats in my yard." A bolt of realization seems to strike him. Ha! Perhaps I have some intelligent company for once. He quickly follows the scent until he finds all of you hiding in the barn. Hello there! Don't be nervous, friends. The name's Alos. I'm used to strangers just, knocking at my door. Come inside and have a drink. Come on. Let's all have a good time.
How unkempt is Alos?
I'll bet as unkempt as you can get. He's like a hippie.
But I will poke my head out of my illusory barrel. No, thank you.
Do you care to just stay here in the barn like an animal, or would you care to have a drink with me? Perhaps we could all just sit by the pond and drink.
Oh, gosh.
Oh,
Is there a third option? Is there a much cleaner option?
My friend, there's always a third option, and in my experience, that third option is not always the most advantageous. Hi, Alice, you
Sorry
said,
about
right?
that.
My name is
Alice.
Bentley. It's nice to meet you.
Hello.
We would love,
And I kind of like extend love as I look over everyone with like darting eyes. Say,
to have a drink with you. We apologize for stepping onto your property without announcing.
No
ourselves.
apologies necessary. I have enough ale for everyone. I happen to have a keg waiting for just an occasion as of this. And he goes over and he unveils like this keg that's sitting right by under a bush. Okay, and he begins to tap it with some dirty glasses, and he's ready to drink right there. He kind of drinks about a full glass before he kind of helps himself to a second, and he grabs a few more. He takes some bottles and fills them with ale and hands them out to everybody. Drink up, friends!
Bernsey looks towards the mug, sniffs it slightly. Does it smell like regular old ale?
It smells like
Yeah.
regular old ale like you'd find at a tavern.
I want to make an Arcana check on this ale.
Okay.
That's okay.
No.
That's a 23.
23, you find this ale is about as mundane and as intoxicating as ever.
Okay.
My friend, I am a great fan of ales and wines and revelry. But one suggestion that I might make, perhaps we can purify it and really help air out and clear the ale, help it breathe, help it really be the best possible ale it can be.
You would do
and-
such a thing for such a lowly bachelor as me? That is
Oh, of
most
course.
kind. I would love to have purified ale, and we could all drink this purified ale and have a merry time.
No, thank you. Do you know what ale does to
Legit.
parchment?
I think
Parchment,
I
you
can help
say?
with a good time. Then I pull out my lyre and start playing.
Oh, wonderful. Wonderful. A musician in the group. I'm a musician myself. And he pulls out a set of pan flutes, a pan
Oh.
flute. And
You
he
know, I
begins-
used to the pan back in the day. I studied with my dwarf. Would you give yours a go?
I'm sorry?
It's been so long.
Say again? I'm sorry, you were cutting out.
Sorry. Would you mind if I gave those pipes of yours a try? I haven't played pipes in a very, very long time.
Well, certainly, he hands over the pipes to you and, expects you to play like you said you would.
I take the
Then I
pipe.
start playing a tune.
Okay, you
I
start
say,
playing.
Uh-huh.
I
Alright.
look at the pipes and I want to snap them over my knee.
Oh my God. You want to snap them or you do snap them?
Oh man, because can we do some table talk real fast, or should we just keep it going?
It's up to you. Go for it.
Yeah. So my thought, the goat in the barn said pipes. We just found a set of pipes. These might be like magical items that might like
Okay.
tie everything
So
together.
All right.
That's
So
my logic behind it.
your logic is to take a bachelor's instrument, a bard's instrument, I guess, and destroy it. Okay.
I have mending. It's fine.
All right. You do
I
you do
do.
you.
I mean,
I
I'm
snap
not.
it over my
I'm-
knee.
Oh gosh.
All right. You snap the pipes
Ooh.
over his knee, and he kind of looks at you and
I'm so sorry.
roll.
I'm so sorry.
Before you do, he's going to grab them back in terror. He rolls a natural 20, grabs
Ooh.
the pipes
snatched
from
them
your
out of
hands, and
Oh, I don't
says,
know,
"Sir, apparently a musician you are not. May I ask your reasons for wanting to destroy my property?"
You could. Yeah. Got a lot of goats here, and one of the barn was talking about pipes. And no offense, Arlos, but this is a kind of a sketchy situation.
I'm sorry,
guess was
a
kind of
goat was talking to you?
yes, it was.
How
Yes,
very odd. Very odd indeed. I do know that I sometimes play instrument and sing songs from time to time, and they really enjoy me playing the panpipes. They even call for it by name. I mean, it is a joyous
Uh-huh.
occasion. All of my goats love to listen to me play.
Interesting. Okay, cool. In
Perhaps
that case,
we could
what
continue by playing a tune. Fellow bard, would you care to start?
Pardon me, ladies and
glad.
gentlemen. We're here for a reason. Please don't forget we're looking for missing people.
that is true.
Oh, I'm sorry,
Tell
you're
us.
missing some people. I'm here to merry-make. If you would
Have you
like, we
seen
could
any missing
do that
people?
first, and perhaps after we have a few moments of joyful glee, we could continue by conducting whatever search you think is necessary.
Arliss, I don't like how
One,
adamant
two,
you are.
1, 2, 3, 4,
I
and he begins playing the
currently
pipe.
cast minor illusion in order to make a loud crashing sound directed from the barn.
All right. There's a loud crashing sound directed from the barn, or at the barn. Okay, and then Alos kind of stands up and looks around. What was that?
I have no idea.
Could there have been some structural damage at the barn?
Oh, I'm
Um,
sure. I'm sure it's nothing. There's quite a bit of debris floating around, and sometimes the goats get into things. I'm sure it's just one of the goats.
With
Care
all
to
due
continue?
respect, I think I'm gonna go over and check, and I start darting away from the rest of the group.
All right. As you dart away, he begins playing his flute.
I'm also
I
I'm
His
also
panpipes.
humming I'm also humming my own earwig songs under my breath in order to try and ignore the sound of the music that's being played.
Okay. All right. So he starts playing, and you
I
guys
play
are
along, but
having
I cut him out.
It's a really, really actually pretty interesting, fun, joyful song. If only you guys were drinking more to appreciate how good of a song it was.
Oh, I'm good. I don't drink. I had enough earlier.
I need to focus.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't drink.
I believes you, wizard boy, and I slap him on the back.
No,
I'm
please.
sorry,
Oh, gosh.
So I come back from the barn and I apologize and say, "You're right. There wasn't anything in the barn." And now my friends are clearly being hesitant, but I would love to imbibe. Just let me first cast Purify Food and Drink in order to make it as clean and as refreshing as possible.
And as you are having this monologue, the two bards that are carrying on the tune, one of the bards, Daryl, turns into a goat.
Oh, no.
I firebolt. I firebolt Arlos.
You firebolt Alos, okay?
Yes.
And all right, how much damage is it?
Do you want to do I need to
is there
roll
an
to
attack?
attack? Or?
Yeah, there's a roll to attack.
Yeah, let me roll to attack. That's a
You get a
16.
16. Okay, you hit.
And it is going to be 7 damage.
7 damage.
Theodemar, are you okay?
All right, and as a goat,
So
you now have 10 AC and 4 hit points.
Woo!
All right, and so you roll to attack. Roll initiative.
All right.
Steven, what do you got for initiative?
I'm sorry, I just had a total brain fart. Initiative is D20 in this version,
Yep.
in this edition. Okay,
Mhm.
great.
Plus Dex modifier.
Plus your
Oh.
dex.
Yeah,
I
that
got
is a 2.
a 16.
A 2. Ryan, what'd you get?
I rolled a 15.
A 15. Daryl, what'd you get?
16.
16. Felix, what'd you get?
I got a 10.
10. Okay. All right. Now, so we have one goat in the party, and the rest of you, you had a firebolt attack to Alice, did 7 points of damage, and so now we have Ryan. What? You're up. No, I'm
I
sorry,
rolled the highest?
Daryl rotized.
The
You're,
goat.
you're up.
Okay, so I'm a goat. Can I
You're a
do
goat.
anything?
Yep, you can ram. That would give you 3 points of bludgeoning damage or 1d4 plus 1.
Okay. And then
You also have
what
advantage on
stats am I
strength and
using? Am I using?
You also have advantage on strength and dexterity saving throws against
Oh.
anything that would knock you
Okay,
prone.
okay.
You can also
What,
charge. You can
or-
charge, and that if you move at least 20 feet straight forward, you can ram somebody and do an extra 1d4 damage.
And here we were worried we weren't going to have a melee fighter.
So I that in confusion and as like I'm suddenly a goat.
You're suddenly a
then
goat.
I believe it was, what was the theater's name again? Alice?
Alos.
Alos.
Alos. So I believe they did it to me. So
Mhm.
how far is he away from me?
You're about 10 feet.
So
Back.
am I able to charge him?
You wouldn't be
Or
able to
if-
charge him, but you could ram him.
Could he
Okay.
back up?
What's
and
what's
then
You
charge?
could back up and
my,
charge. Yeah, you could
Yeah,
do.
I was gonna say
You have
that.
you have a speed of 40, so you could back up. Like 10 feet or so. Or I guess let's see. Yeah, you could back up. You're about 10 feet away. You could back up another 10 feet and then ram him at 20 feet, and still meet your speed.
Yeah. Okay, I would like to do that.
Okay. All right, that'd be roll a hit. That's DC. I think it's DC 13. Let me see. DC. It's 14 AC. DC 14.
DC for I got a 19, natural 19.
Okay, you hit.
plus- Okay.
One
And then
D4
what am I
damage.
rolling again for damage?
1d4
1d4.
plus charge.
Yeah, charge would
Oh yeah,
be
plus charge.
plus charge. Yep.
So that's
So it'd be
another
one. It'd be
D4?
1d4 plus 1 for a ram, and then another D4 for the charge.
So 2d4
Okay,
plus
so
1.
okay, so 3, 4. That's I got a 3, a 4, and plus 1, 8. 8 points of damage, I believe.
Okay, 8 points of
Oh my
damage.
god.
That's not
Thanks.
bad for a goat. All right.
Yeah.
Me. Right. All right. So let's see. That was Daryl. Ryan, you're up.
Gosh. Well, Thanidius is as stereotypical of a mage as you could be, and only has one attack spell.
Okay.
He's going to cast Magic Missile at Alos.
All right.
It's,
No save on it. How
Yep,
much damage?
So let's see. It does 4, 4, and 2. So 10 damage total.
10 damage total. All right. He's not looking so good.
Jesus.
And I will. I guess I assume I had hidden in a barrel right outside of the barn. How
Okay.
close am I to, I guess, the group and the cabin?
Oh, probably about 100 feet.
Okay. I would like to essentially run towards the cabin.
Okay, you run towards the cabin, as as any mage would.
Yep.
All right. You're making your mad dash towards the cabin, and it is a goat's turn.
Oh,
A
Mr.
goat?
Alice.
wait, the goats?
There is a goat that appears to be very interested in combat.
Oh gosh.
All
Turn
right.
goats.
Let's see. That would be Ryan. You were being chased by a goat.
Oh no.
We forfeited
Please.
this.
You see a goat sort of like cut you off, and it begins to charge.
Oh no.
Oh gosh.
It charges you. What's your AC?
It is 12. What did it roll?
It rolled 11. And what's its plus? Hold on. What's its plus? Its dex is 0. All right, so it misses you just barely. All right, another goat appears to be entering the fray.
Oh gods. Please.
It rolls a natural 20 and is
Oh god.
about to ram Steven.
Oh,
Okay.
Rolling a natural 20. It does 5 points of bludgeoning damage, ramming
Okay.
you in the balls.
oh Mr. Birdsley, watch out.
The little Burnsies.
You bend over in absolute pain. It did roll. Oh, I forgot. It rolled a natural 20. It does another 3 points of damage.
Well, in that case, I'm knocked out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I had 7.
Oh no, Mr. Birdsley.
All right. At that point, we have. Let's see. We have Felix. You're up.
Can I get over to Burnsy?
Burnsy. Make. Let's see. How far away? You're about 10 feet away, right?
I think so.
All right.
I make my way over to Burnsy and I look at the 2 goats. I said, "I fed your babies," and then I cast Cure Wounds on Burnsy for 10 points
You-
of healing.
You actually have a Simo with Alos. Okay.
I have a what?
and you rolled the same as Alos did. He rolled a 10. So you guys are going at the same time.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, gotcha.
And he goes to town on his pan flutes yet again. And Ryan is now a goat.
Okay.
This is the way.
Burnsy's back up, right?
Huh?
Oh, I said Burnsy is back up.
Daryl,
Right?
Daryl, you stop being a goat. You
Oh,
start to twist and turn and convulse, and you are now a human again, or whatever you were.
Oh, that was not nice.
All of your damage remains. If you incurred any damage, did you incur damage?
No, I hadn't.
No. Okay, you're
All I
fine.
did was deal it.
All right. Okay. Felix, what did you do again?
Oh, I used Cure Wounds
You
for
cure
10
wounds.
on Burnsy.
All right. And then we got Steven, who was last.
So that was 10 points. Okay.
Yes.
But that would just be the full max, not any like
Yes.
temp hit points or anything, right? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. In that case, I am going to do minor illusion in order to concoct a wolf that will emerge out of nowhere in order to scare the goats away.
Okay.
So I think we could call it like an intelligence check or something like that.
We can do that.
Let's see. They,
I
mean, they'd have a
make an
negative-
investigation check to determine that it's an illusion.
Okay, they would have to do an investigation check.
Yeah,
Yep.
which is intelligence based.
Okay, well, luckily, goats have they aren't the best detectives.
Nope. got a negative
would that
4.
be my-
Oh, thank God.
Oh.
We figured out their weakness.
Yep. That is a weakness of the goats. All right, so you cast an illusion. You do anything else? You got any bonus actions or anything?
Do I have any bonus actions?
Might want to stand up. You are prone, right?
Okay, yeah, that's a great point. I am muttering out the verbals for the minor illusion spell while I'm picking myself up and dusting myself off.
Okay. All right. And with that, Alos disengages, I guess, during his turn,
Oh, from me?
and
Okay.
flees.
Flees to where?
Coward!
Is he leaving the premises?
He is fleeing. He is going towards the woods.
Okay.
It is
Who's the
now
closest?
Daryl's turn.
Okay, so how far is he away from me?
80 feet.
Golly. He took
Mhm.
off.
Okay, what can I do? I would. What's the range? I would like to cast sleep on him.
All right, cast sleep. What's the roll on
Yes.
sleep? I have to do a save, wisdom.
If
Um,
he rolls the amount of sleep HP it will affect. If
Oh, that's right.
Alos has more than that,
It's an
he's
area
unaffected.
effect. Yeah, it's an area effect. So he's out.
yes.
There's goats about.
He-
So
It's all right.
he's
The
let's
range
say
is 90.
he has 6 goats within 10 feet of him.
Damn.
Oh, okay, okay.
Them
There's
goats
a
are
lot
gonna
of
eat
goats
up all
here.
that sleep.
Got any more area effect?
Sorry. Sleep. Then it says, what do I go? 5d8s. Okay. So
Rawhide.
7, 4, that's 11. 2, that's
13.
13. So 4, that's 17. 6, that's 23. 1, 24. 6, 630.
How many D's you rolling?
6, 36. 36.
Okay.
That's it. 36.
All right, so
Okay.
you're gonna cast 36 points worth of sleep.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, go for it.
Oh, well, if you said goats have how much HP?
4 hit points each.
4. Go to
4. Okay.
Yeah.
So, and there were 6 goats. So 24 of those sleep points get eaten up by the goats, and they all fall asleep.
Yep,
Which
that's what would
leaves you
happen.
with what, 12?
12 hit points
right?
for
Yeah, 12
for
six.
Alice. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. If he has more than 12, he's unaffected.
Mhm.
So, is he still up?
All right. So you cast a spell, and the goats just kind of fall over, and so does Alos.
I mean, painting ghosts before, but this is ridiculous.
a circle of goats and Alos
And-
just kind of fall and sleep.
Is that going to be the end of combat, or are there other
That's
goats
it.
around?
That's in the
Then I
combat.
would like to
I'm still a goat.
And
I
yeah,
would like to give
after a few
bardic
seconds,
inspiration
Ryan. Yeah, after about 10 or 15 seconds or so, Ryan turns back into a human.
I
Wow.
mentally pat my body. That was the worst experience of my life.
So,
Very
I
good.
was-
I like to give bardic inspiration to Grim.
Grimbly, yes.
Grimly, yes. I say, I would like you to build me something later today or next time.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely.
They kind of start to flush.
Like, I've heard worse pickup lines.
They start to walk over to Arlos, and I want to grab the pipes if I can. The pipes like nearby.
All right, do a investigation check.
Oh no, not this again. That is not a good number. That I believe is it's a 9.
A 9.
Yeah, bardic
Okay.
inspiration.
As
and
you
bardic.
yeah, you
Yeah,
can do
so
that.
advantage.
That's a D4, right? At level 1.
That's oh wait. Bardic. Where is it?
Here.
Cheers.
There is something that Burnsy's gonna do while
That's a D6.
while they're looking for the
D6.
pipes. By the way,
Okay.
So that's 9 plus 3, which is 12. I'm going to add 3 with that as well with my saving face
Okay.
feature,
Mhm.
which I have 3 allies near me, so I get to add 3 to that. So that is a 15.
15. Okay. So you managed to, without waking him, find the pipes that he kind of tucked under his tunic.
I look at it and I want to tuck it away and then start to box him with the rope that I have in my inventory.
Mm-hmm. Without
yeah,
waking him?
I was going to suggest I'm going to cast Unseen Servant in order to have an extra pair of hands to go and hog tie all of the sleeping goats.
All right. Roll hog tie the goats. Okay. You're gonna
But
you're
that's
gonna
going to be
help.
the servant.
The servant is gonna hog tie the goats with.
Yep.
Okay. I'll give that to you. The goats are hog tied. With various pieces of rope. Do you have enough rope for everybody?
I've got 50 feet.
And you're gonna cut it.
I'll cut it into like 5-foot
foots,
pieces.
yeah.
It could just be like a really long line of hogtied
All right.
goats.
So you
Just
got
all of them on one rope.
in
It's
game.
a
you
very
got-
good Unseen Servant.
Yeah, very good, very very talented unseen servant manages to tie up with various questionable degrees of dexterity. 5 of the 6 of the goats, and we'll say that 2 of them look like solid knots.
I mean, that's a success in my book.
All right.
I give him a little high five.
And the rest of them apparently get tickled awake as the unseen servant apparently isn't as careful as you would be. All right. And what else we got?
I was trying to hog tie Alos without waking him up.
Roll a sleight of hand check.
Absolutely. That is an 18.
And 18. You have a solid knot, and he apparently seems very secured.
Okay.
I also want to go over to Anidius and
Okay.
kind of present the pipes and say,
I figured I should leave it up to you. You're the one who got you and our bardic friend both got turned to goats. So you guys can, I was going to destroy it, but you do your thing.
I'll grab it with Mage Hand, kind of look it over to see if there's any, arcane inscriptions or anything that would give away that this is the source of what turned me and Theodemar into goats.
Investigating the pipes for a moment, you don't get any sense of obvious arcane magic influence,
Mm-hmm.
but you can roll Arcana and make a
Sure,
stronger determination.
I can certainly do that. That is a 14.
14. You can't tell if it has any magical properties or not. Probably not.
Oh, well, with a cursory check, I can't determine anything at the moment, but it did seem that Alos was very intent on grabbing it from you when you seemed to want to break it over your knee earlier.
I mean, it could just be like a spell focus. He could have just been doing like polymorph or something like that on you guys. I don't really know. My magic's more focused like the realm of Makana and whatnot.
I think that's within the realm. I mean, I do the same thing.
I mean, fair. I mean, I build like mechs and stuff like that if I have a good day. But you play your instruments and whatnot. If you want these, I can't imagine Theonidas really is into anything that's touched anybody else. So,
But my knee-jerk reaction would be to find the source of what turned us into goats, if it is this or Alos.
I mean, it's definitely Alos, right? Like we could be able to be like. Does anybody else think that? I just feel like he kind of showed up and then he'll start turning to goats. He was very insistent on that thing.
Well,
getting us drunk. which is really creepy.
He is unconscious currently.
He's also real bound.
Well, I
So-
guess what about we gag him since I believe he's like one of us, a spellcaster. He might have any vocal spells. We want to make sure he can't do that too.
We can to like mute him more forcibly, and I
Kind of my fingers kind of heat up again.
How
You know,
barbaric.
you're in the inventory biz, buddy. I'm sorry, you're no longer in bookkeeper wherever you're from. Can't just write an essay on how you feel about things. You gotta get your hands dirty, bud. I'm sorry.
I beg to differ, but
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Burnsy, how you feeling over there? You kind of got natted a minute ago.
Well, I'm just trying to think what could have caused the goat spell. None of us drank the ale, right?
Right.
Yeah, that would have been foolish. Of course not.
Mhm.
one of us did drink a lot of pond, though.
And I
The
was
one
fine.
who
Feel great,
who
baby.
didn't turn into a goat, so maybe it
Maybe we
is.
should
Everyone needs to drink the pond water, clearly.
exactly.
I will politely decline.
Well, I politely insist, and I
no, I'm kidding.
I politely
have a
decline as well.
satyr.
I am not interested.
I mean, we also have that bottle, that like really nice wine bottle that we
I
got.
kept it. It's in my inventory. I
Yeah,
got
that's
it.
right. Yeah, maybe we could
I
force
can
him to drink it.
drink.
Yeah,
Maybe
I mean,
our bachelor Alos is just an alcoholic.
yeah, I mean, you know what? That is true. You know, it is a little bit challenging sometimes as an inventor. It's like, oh, I want to save the day, but like also, it's like these people have real issues, and like maybe approaching everything with violence isn't the best way to do it. Anyway, we should probably go and like gag this dude before we wake him up, huh?
Agreed.
All right, cool. Violence is the way.
I will leave you to that. I don't want to be anywhere near anyone else's mouth, please.
I guess we go and gag this dude and then wake him up.
All right, so who has the pipes right now?
I guess I technically do, since I'm holding them with mage hand.
Okay, you're holding them with mage hand, and who's going to go ungag the satyr?
I guess I will. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess we
Alright.
can.
What do I-
And
what
where-
do I-
where-
I'll back him up.
And where are you, Ryan, with
I'm
Mage
like
hand.
15 feet away from this.
So you notice something very odd. The goats seem to be coming towards the mage hand with the pipes. About 6 or 7 of them. Now 8.
I've floated
Now
up 30
9.
feet in the air. Please don't. What? I'm sorry, I can't understand your accent.
They
Break
all,
it.
They all kind of seem very curious as to the mage hand's intentions with the pipes.
Break the pipe.
Oh. Okay, one moment. I get down on a knee and I pull off my backpack and I sift through it for something. And I pull out my single dagger. Give me a minute or two. I'm not really. I don't know how to do this. I guess I'll just start sawing at this pipe with my dagger.
You start sawing at the panpipes with your dagger.
Yeah. Oh gosh, I sure hope this is what I'm supposed to be doing.
All right, well, roll a hit. It seems you're having trouble.
There we go. An 18.
An 18. Okay, so you start kind of going at it with the dagger, and it sort of all kind of falls apart and lands on the ground, and then all of a sudden, everything, all of the goats starts glowing in kind of a green color, and
It's the Omni Goat.
they kind of rise up off the ground and start to shift and shake, sort of like they're underwater, and then they mutate into these humanoid-looking figures and land back on the ground. All of them prone, all of them looking around like they have no idea what has happened over the last few months, if not years.
I quickly cast friend on
close?
the closest person.
What's that?
I quickly cast friend on the closest person.
I asked if they were clothed.
So yeah, they do appear to be magically transformed and are not completely naked.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
They are modest in keeping this with a family-oriented game.
Yes.
We will say that they are all clothed. Although if you
Polymorphs
guys show up to my
Oh,
if you guys show up to my Wednesday game, they will not be.
Oh
All
no!
right.
That does jive with the Explorers pack, though. We didn't see like, although you did say that there were clothes strewn all over the
Well, there was a
place.
boot,
Yes,
so-
yes.
boot.
Yeah.
Mm. Well,
All right.
boots are kind of loose, so
Yeah.
I don't know. We're talking like Animorphs rules.
Hello,
I guess.
friend. Please protect me from these people.
So they all fall back down, not as goats, but as humans. There's women, there's men, there's children. And the people seem to be dazed as they look around. You notice a man in a straw hat stumbles over to you. I'm Yannick, the owner of this farm, he cries. You saved us all. Yeah, a little melodramatic, but nonetheless, he's
confused.
sincere.
Alice said he owned
Twice.
it.
Bah twice if you understand us.
Grimly's
So
hand goes
he-
for her mace and just
he-
kind of gets ready for some shit.
So he
I'm
approaches.
staying by the satyr.
He approaches the party with his wife and his little girl, who you sort of recognize as the goat that was locked in the room earlier.
Oh,
And carrying the little girl in
Very
his
beautiful
arms.
goat daughter.
Carrying the little girl in his arms, the man named Yannick thanks you with tears in his eyes. He explains that Alos came one day asking for refuge, and he proceeded to drink all of their beer and eat all of their food. Then Alos played his magical pipes at the end of the night. Next thing Yannick knew and his family, well, they couldn't remember much of anything else after that because being goats took away most of their intelligence. Travelers continued ending up here and being turned into goats until, of course, all of you showed up and stopped the mad cycle of trickery.
Wow.
Wonderful, a great success.
Yeah, we're kind of amazing. You're welcome.
Yannick turns to all of the people in the yard who are quietly chatting to one another and gathering their things. We have experienced something together that we should never forget or take for granted, he says. But what we need now is rest. Please stay one more night. Please stay one more night in my home as your proper selves. There's some food and beer left in our cellar, after all. Help yourselves.
Perfect. However, what do we do about this guy? He did this.
And they look
Then I point
at...
that.
Yeah, they all of the people look at Alos with disgust, and they almost feel incited to string him up and kill him.
We were talking about Ghost 2 earlier. Just saying.
Um,
No one else? Okay, cool.
respectfully, I mean, this is mob rule. He may have slighted you, but it's not right to simply kill him. He's
You start hearing some
conscious-
chants. Kill him! Kill him! Kill him!
Oh gosh, not again.
real fast. What was the? We got like contract to go out here and like save these people, right? Like what was,
Cedarbrook.
yes.
Yeah.
Oh, by the mayor of Cedarbrook.
The mayor of
Was it
Cedarbrook.
just to find
Find-
the kidnapped people, or was it
Yes.
to?
Well, you'd have to
Okay.
ask, you just start asking questions. I imagine the mayor would definitely say that there was no justification in kidnapping anyone.
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. Well, it doesn't seem like legally we have to step in. Justice will be served in one way or another.
Yeah.
And one of the
Yes.
one of the people starts fashioning a noose from the loose bits and pieces of rope that were hog tying the goats.
Okay, never mind. That's it. That's a little
That
dark
is
for a family-friendly game.
I think Grimly kind of steps in the middle and I was like,
Former goat people, hear my plea. You don't have to reward us in any way, shape, or form. However, we would like to take this half goat person and dispense our own form of justice as upon us judicially by the mayor of Cedarbrook.
A bard comes over to you and just with tears in his eyes said, he got one in on me. I feel so ashamed. And he starts taking off his jewelry and he gives it to you, and it's worth about 200 gold.
I mean, yeah, if you guys want to pay us, that's fine. But like, don't kill the
Grab
kid. Like, I pocket it. I'm like this.
We'll for later.
I mean, at the end of the day, your angers will still probably be assuaged. I mean, bringing Alos to justice, he kidnapped you all and turned you into goats. That's not going to be
The bard,
something to get
the
off
bard does
for.
say, along with the farmer, he said, just leave him with us, and we'll hang him for you.
Oh,
You-
Oh
no, I
God!
have some thoughts. So, what I need is a barrel and about 50 gallons of water from the lake.
Okay, you're not helping. You're not helping.
So
No.
what I would want to do is take the satyr, drop him in the barrel, do shape water to freeze all of the water,
Mhm.
and then he could just be the center point for this big party.
Politely, respectfully, that's
I
horrifying.
I feel that that's unnecessary.
I think it's
we
as hell, but
I
like,
think we all need to simmer down.
You guys are so lucky that I'm lawful good.
Well,
And I'll-
labeling your
I'll
alignment
just
is
play
a
my
little
lyre
strange.
to get everyone to calm. And
You guys plan on staying the night and maybe watch the hanging in the morning?
Oh,
You know,
no.
one of the farmer says.
No,
I want to try to keep this guy. I want to try to keep this satyr and bring him with us.
it's one of my least favorite.
You honestly think that if you all just have a drunken revelist party again and wait until the morning to hang him, that he's just going to calmly stay hogtied on the ground the entire time? We're talking about a magical wood imp. Of course he's just going to go vanish by the morning.
I mean, don't worry. We
I
can
say we
always
freeze
kick
him in a
him.
barrel.
We can always kick him in the head until he's unconscious. That's not a problem.
how
the farmer
brutal.
says
Maybe
as he
does
hugs
look
his
the right
daughter and
move.
kisses her.
Or okay, we can freeze him, but take him with us, and we can enact justice later. Let the mayor enact it. But we take him with us. We freeze him so that he can't get away.
You owe us. You owe us.
All right, so
Let's take care of this.
You go ahead and you keep him hogtied, and I guess you're dragging him, or how are you
Well,
you rolling him
if
in the
we turn-
barrel?
If we turn him into an ice cube, we can just slide him.
You just
Yeah,
slide
yeah,
him.
that's what
Okay.
I think.
All right. So
Yeah.
you guys
And
kind
none
of
of us are that strong.
roll him around in the barrel with him frozen in the barrel, I guess, and he'll probably be an icicle at that point. And you head back onto the road. A sense of peace has replaced the odd gloom that hung around the trees in a kind of an eerie kind of way. You find a fork in the road where there wasn't one before, and somehow you know that Alice's magic had hidden a path onward and brought you to the farm instead. Now you can confidently follow the road back to Cedarbrook, show proof by means of a frozen popsicle that is Yannick, or I'm sorry, a frozen popsicle that is Alos, and with a letter from Yannick, you can claim your reward.
Fantastic.
Yes, here, please. I've overfilled my quota of interaction today.
Hey, I get social batteries, man. It's a lot. Go get yourself here. I just like take like a diamond necklace that the bard gave me and give it to him and say like, get yourself a bed for the night. We could go talk to the mayor.
I think I'm just gonna head back and like really obviously wink.
Gonna go get drunk. Fully understand.
All right, so you guys go ahead and you claim your reward. You get a couple hundred gold pieces to split amongst yourselves, and with that is the adventure.
Woohoo!
Woo, we did.
All right. So what do you guys think, and what kind of improvements do you think can be made? In particular, did you feel deflated in any way at any point in the game where you didn't have as much fun as you probably could have? Or was
No,
it just an
definitely.
all-around fun adventure?
I mean,
Yeah,
it was
pretty
it was
good. I think that was if I had any issues, that was more on my end and than everybody
Yeah.
else.
Okay.
No, I really enjoyed it. I think it was a lot of
Yeah.
fun. It was very fast paced, which I love. I love they use like a physical timer. Like
Mhm.
I've been looking for ways to kind of like add to my own games at home and online and
The-
everything, and
Let me
figure
tell
out
you,
like
the
ways.
first few games I didn't have a timer, and it didn't seem to motivate anybody. There being an hour before sundown and all. So this having an actual timer and notifying the players that there's something going on creates a sense of urgency, which is actually something that they tried to include in the game with
Nice.
the harmonics. Okay, and in the original game is written, they talk about the goats actually singing a song that would indicate that there is something happening at sunset. So instead of doing that, I felt like that would be, yeah, that was like, oh my God, there's talking goats, and that would give probably too much
Yeah.
away.
Yeah, I think that would
definitely-
put us a little too much on guard when Aloe shows up.
And it did. And when Ryan played the first couple of times, it was like there is something going on, and we are going to kill the first thing that we see when
Yeah.
they show up. And so having it a little bit more elusive seems to, I don't know, put a little bit more into the game, I think.
Yeah, I was not expecting to be attacked by goats.
Yeah,
Right.
that is actually as written, and I did not see that the first couple of iterations of this game. So
Oh,
It's a good
geez.
way to kinda
Several
scale the
goats
combat.
attack.
yeah,
Yeah.
so at least two attack. So
Okay.
I
Yeah.
think I think the writing did a really good job, and obviously your DMing as well did a really good job of like telling the story and keeping it moving and everything. The one critique I can think of, and I think this is definitely more of like the writing and everything, is that the introduction talks about us being hired to find multiple people that went missing
yes,
from this town, and then the immediate next thing is that this place is covered in a ton of different goats.
a ton of goats. It
And-
seems like, well, that's peculiar. A lot of people are
Exa-
missing, and there's like a lot of goats here. It's
Exactly.
obvious now. There must be
Yeah.
well,
goat people here or something.
well
my,
one
um,
reason. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say like my first thought of if you know critiquing is kind of what we're doing right now.
Mhm, yeah.
Be maybe just like have like a few people missing from that town, and maybe a few other people could be missing from like other towns, and then that way maybe we're like hired by the mayor to like find like one or two people that went missing, and then we end up finding a ton of these goats. Just that way, there's not like an immediate parallel between like the numbers of goats there and the numbers of people we're supposed to find.
Yeah, that's true. It'd make it a little bit more elusive. Although they are attempting to keep it down to an hour, so
Yeah.
having a
Yeah.
lot of intrigue could eat up a lot of time too. So
That is true. It's true. Yeah.
Okay.
I've very rarely played hour-long D&D, so
yeah, I'm
it's
not
a
accustomed to
table approach
hour-long.
it.
If you go look at some of my past games, minimum 4 hours, usually 6 hours
Yeah.
is not uncommon. So yeah, doing a 1 hour game, and this is not even a 1 hour game. This is
Yeah, we did like an hour and a half.
hour and a half, which is pretty typical. But trying to get it down to an hour is what I'm hoping to do. Hopefully before I get to number 7, which is the last game, and of course we'll have a number 8, which will be a adult only game that is
Ooh.
going to be a on Wednesday. So stay tuned for that one.
Very cool. Have
That'll
to
be
check it out.
that'll be a bonus game that I'm doing for fun.
Okay.
Sounds like a good time. Sounds like a good
So-
time.
Yeah, yeah.
So 2 comments on
Mhm.
just the setting, what really worked well, and also a thought about how to really lean in on it.
Mhm.
I think that everyone who walked in here, once you see a whole bunch of goats and you see a drunken revelry, your mind immediately goes to the Odyssey, to
Mm.
Cersei's turning everyone into pigs and all of that sort of stuff.
So it feels a
Um,
little derivative, maybe.
Well, it's not so much that it feels derivative, it's that you will approach that kind of a scene with caution.
Yep.
Now, one thing about it though is until the satyr arrives, everything is so mundane.
Mhm.
You see a torn up barn, you see a torn up house, you see a garden that has been picked, you see a pond that has been boozed up.
Mhm.
Nothing is actually going to be like oh well, the crescent key clearly needs to go into the hole that's shaped like a knight's piece or
Yeah,
anything like that.
there was a missed saving throw in an investigation check in which you would have found a chest.
Okay.
That would have had
no.
more clues. So that was missed. And
Bummer.
I'm trying to think of another clue. There was a missed saving throw for the harmonics of the goats, which I would have given you, like almost like a chorus of goats singing a song that would have been easily discernible. But you missed the
So
saving
we
throw on
missed the
it.
saving throw, so we didn't get the obvious hint
Hmm.
that there's something real weird with these goats.
Yeah.
So I was going to say if you could like think of a way to almost break it up a little bit, either like create that sense of urgency or also pluck people away from the knee-jerk thought about, that they're going to be turned into goats if they hang out over here and don't solve the puzzle.
I mean, I guess we could
Um,
have a fire and a spit, rotisserie a goat.
Well, I was actually thinking, what if a wolf appears and attacks one of the goats, and that's just like a mini combat or something?
Maybe.
That's true. If you wanted to elongate it.
But
yeah,
trying to, I mean,
Yeah,
there's a
trying
lot
to
I can
keep it in
do.
an hour.
Yeah, there's
That's true.
a lot that can be done if I want to have a 3-hour game. But if it's
That's true.
a 1-hour game,
Mhm.
I gotta, we gotta cut it down somewhere. But
Trying to
trying to do
streamline
this, trying to
The-
do this well is
Yeah.
why this why you guys are playtesting, right?
Mhm.
Trying to figure out how to get this game to work in such a short period of time, especially as an introduction to new players.
I also want to say just real fast, like I had a great time playing it. Like it was a
Good.
super fun mini campaign or like a one-off and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think I've ever played a D&D session that took place over like max 200 square feet.
Yeah.
Like
That's true.
I think all of mine are very like you travel from town to town and you have to delve
very
into the
epic.
deep forest.
Yeah.
It was very cool to have this entirely encapsulated story within this small space. And I think that's something
Yeah.
that the publishers did a really good job at, and that you, as our GM, Mark, did a very good job bringing to life.
Oh, thank you very much. And I have been your GM, and I think that is it for today. I appreciate you guys hanging out and playing some D&D.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, I enjoyed it.
All right.
All right.
Hey,
I'm
thanks a
gonna
lot.
Go ahead and switch over, and you guys want to hang out and talk, we can, but I'm going
Absolutely.
to have a 10-minute
All right.
countdown for the stream to end. So,
All right.
and with that, we'll switch on over. See you guys later.